Hi, welcome to this more technical information video about the updates and the naming of the packages and why the changes and all that. There's a non-technical video as well, and basically it just says update your system, guys, and whenever something comes up that ArcoLinux asks you to replace package 1 with package 2, the only thing you need to say is yes. That's it, basically. Yes, yes, yes. This thing is from ArcoLinux. They use the same procedure, of course. It's Pacman, right? But it's not from us. So you say yes the same way as the other packages. Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult, well, technical kind of video. And the idea is that when you want to replace one package with the other, there's in the package build a line that says replaces that particular package. So Pacman knows that it's going to be necessary to delete this one and replace it with that one because of the code in the package build. So each time you say I want to move away from this kind of package and move it to that package, which in our case is just exactly the same. It's just a name convention that I'm going to explain later on. It's a new naming idea concept. Okay, so the only thing is yes, yes, and that thing is done. So let's wait for him to do all that. Let's go to another desktop. We go to ArcoLinux Hello. And our beta testers know already whenever something is changing, they go to ArcoLinux Beta, D Beta or B Beta. So the ArcoLinux Beta is the one that's now up to date, and we'll check what's going on. We've been around now for about 2.5 years, I think, or almost 3 years. And it means it feels like everything was working just fine and now you're changing everything. Well, the thing is, we have seen that the packages are 50-50 okay. I mean, all the ones that are bold are the ones that are new. All the ones that are not bold were already there. But when you're trying to play with your Lego box, which because that's how I see ArcoLinux and that's how I see ArcoLinux, there needs to be some consistency. And that's why we've made some, well, name changes for one thing, that's up here, some name changes because they're not transparent, it's not consistent anymore. And we've added some more work for us because, of course, why do we not make all these packages from the start? Because we have lots of work with it, right? But in the end result, if you look back a few years back, you say, I should have made them in the beginning because at some point in time, you're gonna, figure out that you need to have a different package for ArcoLinux GNOME as for Budgie. There are slight differences, and then we start dividing the packages into two different elements. And that's how you become smarter, I guess. And that's when you think, okay, let's bring consistency to the system. And what are we talking about? Well, there are two things when you have a desktop. When you have a desktop, you have the elements for purely awesome. No other desktop is ever going to use the code of awesome, right? So that's purely desktop related. So there are packages for desktop settings, and I've made them consistent. So all the ones that are not bold existed already. Budgie is new, Cinnamon is new. So what we did is we split a package that we had into two parts. The part where everything technical, really about the application or the desktop Budgie goes in here. Just about the Cinnamon settings goes in here, and so on and so on. So these are all the packages, well, all the files, configurations, settings, all that go into the packages. And underneath here we have the other packages that are going to have settings that are not related to the desktop. It has nothing to do with the desktop. It's going to go inside your .config, so the home folder .config is a hidden folder. And these packages are all now, so the bold ones again are new, so one Some of them we had already, and the others we did not have. So anything that's going to be written, that's general packages, not related to the desktop, like for instance Nano RC, GTK2, GTK3, things like that, they should go into the config folder, right? So all the ArcoLinux config means things that are desktop related, but not really desktop material, not really part of Xmonad, for instance. They are part of the Nano RC, or just, for instance, GPIC and stuff like that. Settings that we rely upon. Nomax, another good example. So when you open up your viewer here, open source image viewer, it's looking the way it's looking. It's black. Why? Because there's a setting somewhere. And these settings are all in here, in ArcoLinux config something, right? So that's the general idea. If you want to install a desktop, you need two packages. One package for the desktop, the real coding for that particular desktop, and just the additional settings for other applications that we desire to have around. That's it. So it's up to you to install it later on, for instance an ArcoLinux D or ArcoLinux B, to get rid of them or just to include them. It's up to you, and you have now the choice between two packages, where in the past you would have one package with everything, right? So it gives us more flexibility, more versatility, I mean more choices again, more freedom, of course, when we provide it this way. Now maybe you've noticed that there's number 19 here. 19 means, well, this one is double. You know that the Nemesis name is just for the beta testing. So whenever we want to improve Plasma, we first test it in Nemesis, and then when everything is working just fine, we move it to the Plasma version. But 19 minus that one is 18, which means there we have normally 15. So JWM is a new one for the future. Enlightenment, let's hope it gets stable. That's another one, and DWM is another one. So 3 new desktops in the near future. So this was the video about well, the more technical part. It's gonna be interesting. It needs to be known, it needs to be out there. We should tell about that as well, because we've changed the ArcoLinux D and ArcoLinux B packages, of course. So because of all the name changes, we need to make the package well, show all this information. Should be somewhere on our ArcoLinux B, maybe. Let's have a look there. Just take the first one, name change to ArcoLinux, etc. So all these things have to be changed. We've changed the name. This is out, does not exist anymore. This is now the new one. So it's what I've done the last hours is change all these packages. I wanted to show you more. Another commit, for instance, 7 new desktop packages. All the new desktop packages are included in our list. So a lot of new elements, renaming here. This one is out and this one is in. It's the same thing. Don't be alarmed, it's the same thing. It's just a name change, okay? So that's all good. All right, I think that's as technical as I want to go for now. I hope you learned something about it, and I'll say I'll see you soon. In the meantime, everything is up to date. There are no errors. Let's do an up all and see if that's working as well. So 2 more to go. PAMIC AUR, we've been having some issues there. Again, guys, patience is the only thing you need on Arch Linux or /ArcoLinux. AUR means Arch User Repository. It's a guy like me, like you, who makes a package builds, puts them online on the AUR so everybody can get the nice, great stuff from Yay. From not Yay, but Yay is an AUR helper, and you can install any of the things you would like. For instance, Spotify, you can get those, you can get lots of things from there. But we have it on our own repo, so it's coming from there. But the point is, just be patient if something goes wrong, and the only thing you can do as a user is actually go and tell the maintainer something is wrong with your package. And the only thing you should go to and make an account there is AUR, oops, thank you Bing. So AUR, register, login, and if there's a package like this one, you flag it out of date. The maintainer, in this case co-adler, is going to get a mail and say, oh, it's out of date, let's see what's going on. You have to wait for it. He's maybe on holiday, he's maybe sick, he's maybe in his wedding reception, I don't know. So just wait for it, and the package will be updated shortly. That's the message. All right, let's see if everything is up to date. It is. So last time, F12, let's show you the new drop-down terminal when do an up all again. Oops, typically. Maybe a password is better. And there you go. So there's this one. This one needs to go. Good that we see it. The ArcoLinux local git is not existing anymore. So guy, you need to go -r ArcoLinux local git, and he's out of here. All right. Have fun using ArcoLinux. So watch out for the future changes. We'll probably work a little bit more so that everything is tuned for the coming months. All right. Cheers.